Hello, my name is Megan Schumpert, and this is a presentation of the rapid prototype for my laboratory IT clinical support system. The concept of this project is a web-based software application built of lab test algorithms that's designed to assist clinicians throughout the diagnostic process of patient care. The goal of this program is to apply a simple but powerful software application platform to aid clinicians in the types of lab tests to order based on the initial presentation of a new patient. For the purpose of this prototype, what we're actually testing is the patient experience. We want to know, is it worth it? How can we improve the design? I'm going to walk you through a simple case that I used when I demonstrated this project to two important stakeholders for this IT project. One user was a doctor I've worked with for several years now, Dr. Thompson from the emergency department at my hospital. The other user is Susan Stewart. She's over the rapid response hematology lab, and she's also my direct supervisor. After I go through a quick processing example, I will relive some of the discussions that we all talked about after my initial demonstration. So I am so fortunate to have just a rock star group of laboratory information service technicians that have agreed to help me build and develop this application. Because IT and software design is not really within my repertoire, I have put my trust into two great co-workers of mine who have some really good ideas about how to get this project off the ground. Through Mozilla Developers Network, they believe that we can build this program completely free of charge, while also utilizing some of the most up-to-date features available for software designers. So this would be the basic user interface. Here, users would have the option to either sign in or just begin a simple search using either disease names, an ICD-10 code, a specific lab test, or actually, if this was integrated with your hospital's electronic medical record system, you could search using patient-specific information, such as like a medical record number or social security number. Demonstration, we're going to undertake a new patient, a 16-year-old male that has come in through the ER feeling very ill. He's running a fever and claims he's been throwing up all day. So I'll get Dr. Thompson to prompt the algorithm software by entering this information in the search field. Next, the algorithm software is going to prompt the user for any additional information. So in this case, Dr. Thompson's going to select male, teen, and then newly onset low-grade fever. Next, we're going to hit continue, and then we're going to be prompted again to describe any additional symptoms. Again, in this case, we had nausea and vomiting. So we're going to select that and then hit continue again. And actually, this is where I want to stop for just a minute and describe what a normal, quote-unquote, initial workup would be for a patient like ours who presented through an emergency room with these symptoms. Dr. Thompson actually helped me with this list. After my initial demonstration to Dr. Thompson and Susan, he suggested it'd be a smart idea to show actually what doctors would normally order when these types of just generalized symptoms on a seemingly healthy and young patient would be. Now look at this list. We had CBC, CompMet, blood cultures, procalcitonin, drug screen, alcohol, abdominal. I mean, there's just, it goes on. And in my hospital, in my area of the United States, this type of workup would cost anywhere from $3,500 to $5,000. And we see it every day, all day, just all day long. This is pretty much what everybody gets that comes in who has a fever and has been throwing up. So using our lab test algorithm software, evidence-based practice has computed that the only orders we should prompt to test at this time is a CBC with diff and just a basic metabolic panel. So where the normal workup I showed you just a second ago could cost up to $5,000, these two tests, they cost about $130. One major feature of this software program is the ability to connect it to the laboratory platform and receive real-time results as soon as they are available. My lab uses Cerner, so the Cerner portal would actually upload the patient results into the algorithm software, which could begin looking for any abnormalities or patterns indicative of disease. The software can compute with what it determines to be the diagnosis based on these initial test results. It can go further to propose additional reflex tests if necessary and also suggest intervention measures. The lab would review the results, determine the validity based on patient history or additional information, and then we would select continue. Again, if the software is fully integrated throughout the organization, the pharmacy would immediately receive an order for an IV and nausea medication to administer to the patient. So really just imagine how much time this would save between the moment the patient is initially seen and the start of intervention measures just to make the patient feel better. So I told you earlier that I initially demonstrated this prototype to 2 different users. One was an ER doctor and the other was the laboratory supervisor. I opened the discussion by prompting these types of questions. I asked them, do you think it will add value to your position? Do you trust the test patterns? Do you find it simple or difficult to use? What do you like? What do you dislike? And what features would you add? So Dr. Thompson was actually really receptive of the idea. He said, this would definitely help me. It's difficult not to use the shotgun approach when it's a busy day and I have 10 or 15 patients to attend to. When asked about the trust factor, he said he supports the decisions of the Board of Trustees. If they approve something as a best practice, he would trust that decision. My boss, Susan Stewart, was a bit more skeptical about the project, but I really think her biggest doubt was whether doctors would take advantage of the opportunity for help. So in the end, my takeaway for this demonstration was that my 2 biggest impedance factors are trust and change. How do I make people believe in this, and how do I make people want to use it? I think the answer to both of these questions lies in providing measurable proof or evidence that it works. In addition, I need the leadership support that will encourage dynamic moves towards matching the capabilities of 21st century information technology to improve our healthcare system. Thanks for taking the time to watch my rapid prototype demonstration today. I hope that together we can make change happen.